on Cptv. San Luis Obispo is welcoming a new police chief.
President Armstrong tells us what he's looking forward to after 1 year in office.
And find out why the red brick dorms are competing to save energy.
And later, we will have a live interview with Cal Poly's own winner on Jeopardy, Weston Mangin.
Live from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, I'm Erica Turnland.
And I'm Brent Lowry. You're watching Cptv.
San Luis Obispo welcomes a new chief of police to the team. Cptv reporter Ali Wente tells us why he is just what San Luis Obispo was looking for.
With the new year comes new changes for the San Luis Obispo Police Department. In this past December, Deborah Linden, former chief of police, stepped down from her position, and since then, the department has been actively searching for someone to fill her shoes. Steve Giselle could be just what they're looking for.
Giselle has been in the police force for over 20 years. He spent a majority of his time in Scottsdale, Arizona, where he held many different positions.
I enjoy coming to work and making a positive impact in the community that I live in.
Giselle was raised in San Luis Obispo until his family relocated for his father's career, but he says he's happy to be back in his hometown.
Just a phenomenal community, the character and the history here. I just really think it's a complete honor to come back and serve my hometown in this role.
With more than 20 years of service under his belt, Steve Giselle seems to be more than qualified for the job. We look forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the San Luis Obispo community. Good luck, Chief. Ali Wente, Cptv.
Thanks, Ali. Giselle looks forward to putting his strategic goals for the community in motion.
Burglars stole more than $10,000 in retailed goods from the skate warehouse on South Higuera Street last Wednesday. Police say thieves cut through a metal door and stole a large amount of skate shoes, jeans, and other clothing. This is the fourth reported burglary involving a shoe supplier's warehouse. Investigators believe the burglaries are part of an organized crime group from Southern California.
No, we just want to encourage, especially business owners, that if they don't have alarm systems, that it would be a good idea to actually have those. These could have been prevented had they had an alarm system.
San Luis Obispo police encourage anyone who sees suspicious activity to contact the police department immediately.
Congresswoman Lois Capps was on campus this week to discuss the future of Central Coast agriculture. The meeting was held at the Dairy Products Technology Center. It featured prominent members of the local agriculture industry in the preparation of the pending 2012 Farm Bill. If passed, the bill will continue to fund Cal Poly agriculture programs through the CSU Agriculture Research Initiative. Science professor and researcher Rafael Jimenez says the Cal Poly Dairy Program was the focal point of the visit because of its practical, applied, and relevant research. Aside from holding the discussion, Capps also took a tour of the Dairy Products Technology Center and heard updates from federally funded research programs.
Students have an opportunity to become part of the blueprint of the college experience. Now, you may have seen these flyers around campus. They're part of an effort from ASI to encourage students to apply for student government. The application process opened up earlier this week. Current board members told Cptv student government is a chance for students to see how the university works.
To know the administration of Cal Poly. You get to know how things actually work and answers that you always have questions to. You might have a complaint and you don't understand why something is that way, and being on ASI you can understand and really give that knowledge to everyone on campus.
Positions are now open for the board of directors and the president of the student government. To learn more about student government, an information session will be held on February 7th at the new rec center. You can find the application online or in the ASI office in the UU. They'll be due March 2nd. Cal Poly President Jeffrey Armstrong is celebrating his 1-year anniversary on the Cal Poly campus. Cptv talked with him about what he's looking forward to in his second year.
It's just another year of interacting with students. And it's while I may attend now for the second time an event, every year there's a whole new group of students that come on board.
President Armstrong has dealt with reported rapes within the last year and is the first president to live in the renovated house.
Over the past 2 years, Greek life on campus has been getting bigger and bigger. 16 fraternities participated in recruitment this winter. Rush ended last week with more than 200 new members. This was the first time this year that freshmen could rush because of deferred recruitment. Last fall, more than 600 Cal Poly women went through Panhellenic recruitment, a record number for Cal Poly. Student Life and Leadership expects both Interfraternity Council and Panhellenic recruitment to increase in the upcoming years.
Some Cal Poly freshmen in the red brick dorms could be saving the environment in more ways than one. Olivia Bickle has more.
Cal Poly's red brick dorms and green campus are teaming up in an energy-saving competition. Each resident is encouraged to use less energy and take shorter showers. Students seem to be excited about the competition.
I think it'll be really cool, and it's definitely a good cause. Our Earth is the most important thing, and it's going to be hard to take shorter showers and remember to turn the lights off, but I think it's definitely a good cause.
For the month of February, the residence halls are challenging their occupants to conserve energy by taking shorter showers, turning lights off, and turning down their mini fridges. As a result of the competition last year, students were able to save 50 cents to $1 per resident. Luckily, students are more than willing to get involved.
Here at Sequoia, and all the red bricks, there's such a community within their different halls that the fact that it's a competition and they're also knowing that they're saving the world really motivates them. And one thing that motivates them also is the fact that there are some prizes for the communities for winning.
Green Campus will donate the money saved to the World Wildlife Foundation, which will adopt a polar bear in the winning hall's name.
I think that'd be really cool. I like polar bears, and it'd be cool to have one in our dorm's name for our hard work, I guess.
From saving energy to saving polar bears, Cal Poly students are doing it all. Olivia Bickle, Cptv.
Thanks, Olivia. The competition starts Monday, February 6th, and will continue for the rest of the month.
The Multicultural Center will hold 3 special events in honor of Black History Month starting tonight. The center, whose mission is to promote and celebrate diversity at Cal Poly, presents Lift Every Voice and Sing in the Business Silo at 8 o'clock. The free gospel concert will include poetry, praise, and a sermon presented in the context of Black history and culture.
While we're doing a lot of events around Black history, for Black History Month, it's actually a series. So these aren't just isolated events. They're things that we do throughout the year to raise awareness, celebrate diversity, get more students involved.
The MCC will hold a presentation and open discussion on the N-word, as well as a farmers market drum and step workshop later this month.
Coming up on CPTV, an exclusive interview with the Cal Poly Jeopardy winner. Then, Cal Poly will be adding some facilities
And experience San Luis Obispo's creative side.
My favorite part are the Super Bowl snacks, like 7-layer dip and tortilla chips.
Drinking beer and eating a lot of food.
Welcome back to CPTV.
We have Cal Poly's very own Jeopardy contestant in the studio, Weston Mangin.
So Weston, how did it feel representing Cal Poly on such a large stage like that?
Well, you know, I was very anxious at first, especially during the first round when I hadn't really done anything yet. But I have to admit, having won the first round, a lot of the pressure sort of melted away because I knew I had represented well. It was kind of intimidating going up against some of these schools that have, you know, very large names, very well-deserved reputations for academic success. But, you know, I think it went all right.
Okay, so you can't tell us the final result, but we saw you win on Wednesday. And can you take us through your head coming off the win, going into the next round, which will air on this Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, the next round's going to be this Wednesday at 7 p.m., same time, same place. And coming off of the first round, I would say really I was very relieved. I was afraid that I would not have done very well. And, you know, once it was all said and done, I'd done very well, actually. You know, one of the things that was very cool about the show is that all the contestants became close. We became pretty good friends with each other. So I was sad to see the other two go. I was happy that I'd won. But at the same time, you know, knowing that their chances had been eliminated was a little bit of a depressing side to it.
So, can you tell us about Alex Trebek?
Alex Trebek, you know, when the camera's on, he's very dignified. He's very smart. He has impeccable pronunciation and diction. As soon as the camera goes off, he is just a strange old man. He likes to make bizarre noises. He likes to tell us about how he's going to fix up his house. Apparently, working with tools is one of his biggest hobbies, and he drives just a very ordinary truck. I think he'd be a nice person, just kind of sit down and talk with for a while. But he's not at all like how he appears on camera.
Now, Weston, you're a freshman, correct?
That's correct.
So were you younger than most of the contestants?
You know, I thought I would be. I'd anticipated I would be, but we had a pretty good age spread. We had 15 contestants, and it was pretty evenly distributed through all the different years of college.
So you weren't an undergrad?
No, there were plenty of freshmen. There were sophomores, there were juniors, and there were seniors. And I think there might have even been more freshmen than anybody else.
Oh, wow. Well, Weston, we really want to congratulate you and thank you for representing Cal Poly in such a positive light. You can catch Weston the semifinals next Wednesday at 7 p.m. on NBC.
Good luck.
All right, thank you very much.
Cal Poly students are taking their Learn by Doing to the fields. Cptv's Lauren Bennett went to the citrus fields to see the action.
I'm Lauren Bennett, and I'm out here on Highland Drive in the orange fields where Cal Poly students and the community come and pick oranges.
Cal Poly students are getting hands-on experience with raising, marketing, and selling fruit. Every Saturday, Enterprise students arrive at the fields at 9 a.m. to start their 8-hour day of picking.
Hard not to like being outside and working, for one. Beats being inside and working, that's obvious. But it's pretty serene and it's nice out here.
The students pick the best-looking citruses, load them into carts, and take them to the unit on campus where they process the fruit. Then they are brought to local markets in Morro Bay, downtown SLO, on campus, and even to Vaughn's. Not only are college students learn by doing, but so are children from the community.
I like the most of oranges is picking them and eating them.
Parents bring their kids to the U-Pick to show them another way to get fruit.
We want our children to know that they can gather their own fruit and their own food as opposed to going to a store and having to purchase it.
College students get to have hands-on experience while community members are able to get fresh produce. The U-Pick is open until the first week of March.
Come out to Highland Drive every Wednesday and Friday from 1 to 5 and Saturdays 10 to 2 to enjoy some fresh oranges. CPTV, Lauren Bennett.
Thanks, Lauren. You can go to the orchard and fill up a bucket of citrus for only $1.50 a pound.
New donations have Cal Poly looking into generating a new winery facility on campus. The wine and viticulture major has recently come into money to expand their ability to produce wine. A $10,000 donation was granted to the program last Saturday by the co-founders of Paso Garagiste Festival. This is accompanied by a $1 million pledge made by Paso Robles wine producer Jerry Lohr. The money is expected to go towards a 20,000 square foot winery.
Spot has been identified, that's where we're going to put the building. So the footprint is there. Now it's just a question of getting the money. Yeah. We could start next week if we suddenly get a bunch of money.
Now, because there is no deadline for the $1 million pledge, there is no timeline for the new structure. But the winery is expected to be able to produce 10 to 12 tons of wine with full ability to crush and ferment grapes. Local chefs and cuisine connoisseurs will be gathering tonight for the 4th annual Culinary Carnival. Guests will enjoy food and drinks prepared by local businesses.
9 different restaurants serving delicious food, and 7 wineries and 2 beer breweries.
The event starts at 5:30 at the Embassy Suites Hotel. Tickets are $50 and the proceeds will go to the local homeless shelter. To learn more about the event, go to slowculinarycarnival.com.
$5 footlongs are headed to Cal Poly. A Subway will be built on campus where Dexter Subs and the park were previously located. The Cal Poly Corporation told CPTV that Subway should be opening in the end of March. For at least the first year, Subway won't be accepting plus dollars or meals, but they have some other features to make up for it.
The plan is right now to do an express window takeout through Dexter Subs, and from what I was told, they're probably going to do some sort of text in order and pickup location there, so that should be pretty neat.
Subway and Cal Poly are working together to create the best system for students to get their meals in under 10 minutes. This is to make it an easy food option between classes.
Sounds like a good idea. The local community is preparing for a gallery hop in downtown San Luis Obispo tonight. Art After Dark is a monthly art walk that features art exhibits spread throughout the downtown area. The exhibit spaces include traditional galleries, as well as non-traditional spaces like restaurants and hair salons.
Really, anybody is welcome. Children, families, adults, students. Looking for an alternative to bar hopping, you can gallery hop.
Art After Dark takes place on the first Friday of every month. New to this event is The Phantom Project, a pop-up art show that will run through the end of February. Tonight's event will also feature 30 other downtown venues. It starts at 6 p.m. and will continue until 9 o'clock. A complete list of participating venues can be found at slowartscouncil.org.
Cal Poly students are changing the status quo. The annual Change the Status Quo conference takes place next Friday and Saturday. The conference is designed to educate and bring diverse groups of activists together to make a difference in the community. The conference includes 2 organic meals, a t-shirt, yoga, and access to 4 of 28 workshops.
It's time to celebrate the 23,000 monarch butterflies that migrate through Pismo Beach every year. The Pismo Beach Monarch Grove is celebrating California Western Monarch Day. The Grove will be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and host a variety of activities for the whole family. The event is free and features butterfly face painting, quilt making, and bracelet making. The monarchs migrate through Pismo every year. Experience the celebration this Saturday at the Grove off Highway 1.
Coming up next on Cptv, we have our weekend weather update.
And see what high school seniors will play for Cal Poly football next year. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
Welcome back to Cptv. It was Groundhog Day yesterday. I wonder if we're having 6 more weeks of winter.
I heard that. Nicole Powers, our weather reporter, is in studio. Nicole, did the groundhog see his shadow?
Thanks, Brett and Erica. Well, as the Groundhog Day saying goes, the shadow of the groundhog will determine whether we have a longer winter or an early spring. And what we're looking at here is Punxsutawney Phil. See, here he is. There he is. And he did see his shadow yesterday, so we will be having 6 more weeks of winter. So if he's correct, we should be seeing a shift in the nice weather we've been seeing. Can we take a look at our headlines, please? Great. So we will be continuing the mild weather we've been seeing into the weekend, and it's also going to be breezy, so keep this in mind if you're going to be outside. Also, we have a low pressure system coming in early next week, so we might see some rain. If we could take a look at our 5-day forecast, please. Great, so today we're seeing a high of 70 degrees, and into tonight it's going to get to the low 40s. So if you're walking around downtown, make sure you bring a jacket or a scarf. Continuing into tomorrow, we have clear skies, and Super Bowl Sunday looks good with a high of 72 degrees. So that low pressure system we were talking about is coming in Monday night for a chance of rain, and Tuesday we should be seeing it. So that's great. Hope you guys have a good weekend.
Thanks, Nicole. It looks like it's going to be a really nice weekend.
And it's good to see some rain at the end of that forecast. I know we need it. National Signing Day for college football was last Wednesday.
Cptv's Jeremy J. has Cal Poly head coach Tim Walsh's reaction to this year's recruiting class and a preview of the incoming Mustangs.
Wednesday was a big day for college football programs around the nation. It was National Signing Day. It is the first day that high school seniors are able to sign a letter of intent to play at the collegiate level. Cal Poly head coach Tim Walsh welcomed 18 new freshmen to the Mustang family.
There will be some freshmen that we're going to expect some immediate contributions from, but for all our freshmen, we want every freshman to come with the idea that they can start here as freshmen, because that's the only way you take advantage of a redshirt year anyway. So that's a big part of it.
One signee was local star Eliza Stokes, a wide receiver from Paso Robles High School. Walsh is also bringing in 4 transfers to help next year's squad.
We don't take transfers to be standing next to me on the sidelines. So if we don't think that they can compete immediately, it's not a good sound investment on our part.
These 22 incoming players will need to fill the spots for the 26 seniors who graduated and more leaving via transfer. Cal Poly won the Great West Conference last year with a record of 6-5 but did not make the postseason. The signees will not be the only change for Cal Poly football. The program is now part of the Big Sky Conference that sent 2 teams to the NCAA postseason. Cal Poly opens the season at home inside Alex G. Spanos Stadium against San Diego on September 1st, 2012. In men's basketball, the ESPN Bracket Buster schedule was released on Monday. The Mustangs have been scheduled to play at Northern Colorado on February 18th. The Bears are playing the Mustangs just a year after making their debut in the NCAA tournament, where they lost to San Diego State 86-50 in the second round. This season has been rough for Northern Colorado as they've gone 7-14 on the season. Tonight was pretty tough for Cal Poly as well. The men's basketball team lost to Cal State Fullerton 83-61. The Mustangs fall to 4-6 in Big West Conference play. They will have a non-conference game at Cal State Bakersfield on Saturday. In women's basketball, the team did not play tonight but will take on rival UCSB on Saturday. The matchup comes as Cal Poly is sitting just a few games out of first place. The game can be seen online at ESPN3.com. And that's it for your Cal Poly Sports. Cptv, Jeremy J.
Thanks, Jeremy. Fans can call the Cal Poly ticket office for season tickets.
Up next on Cptv, Morgan Chappelle has our Pollywood Minute.
And an exclusive interview with the upcoming concert at Slow Brew.
And a look at this week's concert in the Plaza.
My favorite part about the Super Bowl is definitely hanging out with friends and just eating a lot of food. My favorite part about the Super Bowl is being able to make hot wings. I love buffalo wings.
Welcome back to CPTV.
This weekend is just hours away, which means it's time to talk entertainment.
Slow Brew hosted a band with sounds coming all the way from Asia. Morgan Chappelle has the story with your Pollywood Minute.
The band Dengue Fever brought psychedelic surf rock and Far East beats to Slow Brew this past Tuesday. Their sound derives from Cambodian pop, which took shape in the 60s during the Vietnam War.
They took all the music that was being broadcasted to the troops during the Vietnam War. You know, they listened to Hendrix and whatever, Sly Stone, and they just kind of took it in a really cool way and added their Cambodian type of singing to it and a few traditional instruments, but then also had the rock and roll elements.
The band played songs from their most recent album, Cannibal Courtship.
It's our fourth album, and we've kind of found our voice, and we know where we are at this point, and still, which means we're kind of allowing ourselves to have our different influences seep in and not worrying about it too much and not trying to control the formula.
Dengue Fever will continue their tour up California's coast through February. Also, the Multicultural Center welcomed a world champion slam poet Wednesday night. Students gathered in Shumash Auditorium to listen and slam poems about personal topics. The slam featured poets, musicians, and comedians. The open mic allowed students to express themselves, and many of the participants were performing for the first time.
And there's always seems to be new people, which is really fun too. You always like the old people that you've been hearing their poems, and that's always fun to return and see how they're improving on their work.
The tropical punch Kool-Aid. Bicho said!
The featured poet Joaquin Zuatanejo says his objective as a poet is to tell the awful truth in a beautiful way. His pieces not only reflect his childhood in the barrio, but also social inequality, romantic love, and a piece about one of his students.
Dan Curcio, the lead singer of Still Time, performed in the UU Plaza yesterday. Curcio performed acoustic versions of Still Time songs, as well as music from his new album. The former Cal Poly student performed as one of ASI's Concerts in the Plaza series.
College students are always incredibly receptive to music, of course, and they pass it around like wildfire if it gets going. So, especially coming back to Cal Poly, we all went to Cal Poly, so it's just always good to be back here on campus.
Curcio will perform again in San Luis Obispo on February 25th at Slow Brew for the release party of his new album, Bonfire.
And now we have Mr. Rico with this week's Green Campus Environmental Tips of the Week.
The Red Brick Dorms with your Green Campus Eco Tips of the Week. Number 1, always wash your clothes on the bright color setting. This setting uses cold water, which preserves your clothes' color and uses 90% less electricity than the hot water setting. Number 2, the average red brick resident uses 40 gallons of water a day. If you cut a minute off your shower, you can save 2.5 gallons. A mini fridge uses roughly 1 kilowatt hour per day. unplugging it for just 1 week would prevent 4 pounds of CO2 from entering the atmosphere. I'm Brett Mistrico Edwards, and those were your Green Campus Tips of the Week. Deuces.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to CPTV.
Remember, you can catch us every Friday on Charter Channel 19 and on campus on Channel 2.
You can also find our broadcast on the Mustang Daily website. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful weekend, Cal Poly.
Ride high, Mustangs.